What up? This is Rama screen with Judge Craig Michelle. How you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. And Mr. Rafael.
Hi, good morning.
Good. Here's what you need to know. I was a former marathoner. Yes, so when I watched this film, I can totally relate. Yes, yes. So I was a runner myself. Now, let me ask you, Judge, what's the motivation or inspiration on starting this running club?
The motivation is to get to know people that I otherwise would not know, and to share almost a lifestyle and a regular part of my week with people that I care about.
Awesome. And for you, Mr. Rafael,
What's
the significance of this documentary for you?
oh I think to let people know about how people can change if given an opportunity, and you can see that through the whole thing. Because if you see the people that are here that run with us, including myself, but majority of the people, like if you see someone on the street right here in Skid Row, people think that there's no possibility for them, that this is them, that this is it, they're through. Same thing, if you see somebody in prison or you hear somebody in prison, you think that person should never come out. And then, you know, right here, this documentary gives a whole different light and says, hey, you know what, let's do a 360. Let's look at this. Let's do a turnaround. You know what, some of these people have changed so other people can do it. And if they can do it, why can't other people do it? Just give them a chance, give them an opportunity. And this is an extended family, this group, and that's what we do. We encourage and support one another to go forward, to move forward, and we talk to each other. And you know, you might hear something that's good and something that's bad, but majority of, what I mean by bad is that you might not like that advice or something, but majority of advice and majority of things that go on here is all positive, and it's helpful, and it's moving forward, and it's encouraging.
Now, Judge, how can people participate or join in your running club? What are some of the requirements?
The requirements are simply that you show up. Okay, we run Mondays, Thursdays. We show up at the mission at 5:45 in the morning, and then we have an 8 o'clock in the morning Saturday run. And we run normally up in Pasadena on Saturdays. The people who are in recovery on Skid Row enjoy getting to a neighborhood where there are trees, where they don't have to watch their back, where it's just, you know, a different setting.
Was it what were some of the difficulties of raising the funds to help these runners, be part of marathons?
It's a huge challenge. As a judge, the judicial canons do not allow me to ask people for money. And so initially, most of the money was coming out of my own pocket. But I have good friends, I have good family, and those people would say, you know, Craig, we know this is costing a significant amount of money. Can I contribute? And once they extend that willingness, I say, yes, this is how much it costs to send every runner overseas, to Rome, to Da Nang, now to Jerusalem next year. And, you know, we always just hold our breath and hope that the money's going to be there.
Yes. Here's a fun question for you, Mr. Rafael. As a runner myself, I hit the wall on mile 18 usually. When do you hit the wall, and how do you push through to the finish line?
The marathons that I've done, and I've always said, I crawl, I'll walk, I'll run, I'll do whatever it takes, but I'm gonna finish this. And then usually I hit the wall, and before I was hitting the wall like at 11 or 13, I was hitting that wall. But now I had an injury throughout these years, and then now that injury, I had a plantar in my foot, and it was holding me back. And then I got it frozen, and it's dead. And you know, I'm grateful. I'm thank God. You know, I can run good now. So now, 13 miles is nothing for me now, or 14 miles. You know, I'm doing it. You know, and it's all about just the practice and dedication. But in something that when you ask Craig right now about how does it cost and this and that, it reminds me of and what he says, what he does, and everything. And it reminds me of Schindler's List. You know, how much is a human life? What does one person cost? You know, there's no value on it. You know what I mean? So a trip is nothing compared to a human life, because some of the people that have changed their lives in this program, if it wasn't for this program, I don't know where they would be at today. because some of them were at the point where they probably thought that no one could cared about them, or that everybody had given up on them. Many of them had burned so many bridges that they didn't even have bridges to go across towards their family, because their family didn't want to hear from them anymore. So what does it cost? What does one human life cost? Right now, it's astronomical with these people because of this group, where people have gone, and where they continue going. And so there is really the value is nothing in comparison to the life that's changed in the direction.
As I'm winding down to my final questions, I saw the film, very inspiring. It was said at one point that you wanted to be a priest. Is that correct? And how did that factor into this helping people that you're doing?
I did consider the priesthood. I had studied in formation with the Society of Mary. But more importantly, my faith, informs what I do with my life. A faith that if you look at a person and the only way you can figure out that they have faith is because you see them dress up on Sunday morning and go to church, okay? As Martin Luther King would say, that is a dead faith, okay? Your faith, it should be observable 24/7. And I believe that we are all, God's children, and we need to embrace one another with that understanding. What brings a judge and a person with Rafael's background together is the understanding on the most fundamental level, we are the product of the same creator, okay? And whatever artificial distinctions, parolee, ex-felon, judge, teacher, whatever, that doesn't matter at all. And the beautiful thing about running, no one who spends any time with me running, I'm not the judge out there. I'm not passing judgment on anybody. I'm trying to cover the distance like anybody else. And you know that as a runner yourself.
Last question, sir. How can the public or my viewers, my fans at home, help out with this cause if they're not runners?
If they're not runners, we would love them to support our program. They can go online to skidrowrunningclub.com and make a contribution. It will literally transform people's lives.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rafael.